First off, I don't care what you people say. Never follow rules. I'm a trendsetter anyway. Okay, I march to the beat of my own drum. They say I need rules in my life. Well, I got some. That's one. Kill the competition. Two. Be a loyal dog. Three. And if they snitching on your man, send them to the mall. Four. When you party, go hard till you hit the floor. Five. If you didn't see me do it, what the hell you asking for? Welcome to my world. SINA.
Everybody, welcome to the Big Llama Show. I'm the Big Llama. Guys, thank you guys so much for joining me. It is the Sunday night live stream. We come to you live every Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on the Facebooks, on the YouTube at the Big Llama Show, and on Twitch at Blkout_AD. Let me bring my co-host extraordinaire, Mr. Blkout AD, to the show. Welcome, Mr. AD. How are you this fine evening, sir?
What's up, Llama?
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I was in a heated battle with Birdie. Played a 3-inning game. We couldn't finish the game. I had to leave.
Well, you know, I did buy the game today, and I downloaded it so I could join in these antics. So definitely going to be gaming a little bit tonight for sure. Kind of excited to do that. If you guys notice, I'm in a different position. I'm actually changed some things in my studio. I did a couple of changes. I'll talk about them tonight. But I'm actually standing. I got a standing desk. I said I was going to do that, so I could actually run. I can actually run and do some couple things here. But you see, I went very far. But no, it's all part of. That's as fast as I run. That's my 40 time right there. If you see that. Actually, I was going to ask you what your 60 time was.
I don't know.
Baseball.
I was a pitcher. I didn't have to run that.
I don't think I've ever run a 60. I've only run 40-yard dashes, but they were above 5, so that was really slow. So
a little bird. Bird said he was up 4-2, bottom of the ninth, with the top of my lineup coming up.
Oh God!
I had to leave.
Yeah, no, we had to get on with the show.
He was up too, and then I hit a bomb. I might be the best in the game. I'm not gonna lie.
No, jeez. Off the scoreboard. Hashtag off the scoreboard.
It was.
So is Roman playing as well?
Yeah, he played one game.
Oh, okay.
Against
so I'm gonna have. Okay. So
you two might be a good matchup. That might be all right. Get you both feet wet a little bit. Some online action.
I'm ready for it.
Yo, the Marlins kind of got a good team. I'm not gonna lie.
I go with the hometown team.
Yeah, they're a sleeper pick. I figured you were gonna pick them first game probably. They're a sleeper team, man.
So 1v1 me, Gabe. Let's go.
Oh shit!
After the show, 1v1.
We gotta stream it. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Challenge, like, accept the challenge, Roman.
Oh shit!
If you're man enough. Let's go. We're doing that tonight. So after the stream, if you want to go to Blkout_AD on Twitch, we're gonna have a 1v1 with a bunch of goons on there.
Too. You guys might have to turn. You both might have to turn the stream on. I don't want no smoke. Come on, dude. Don't be like that.
Ah, come on.
Don't be like that, dude. You're turning down smoke against Llama.
Exactly. The world's worst video gamer ever. You're turning it down.
What? Wait. Before the stream started, we were just sitting there in the Discord, and he said, "AD 1v1 me and COD." And in my head, I was like, "What? We haven't played in months, and that's how you want to come back?" Because he said he's been frying against his lobby, so I think he felt confident. And then so like he wants to chow me, but not you. It's crazy to me.
Oh, very bad. $5 on Gabe.
Oh
okay.
Shit. Okay, I'll put 5 on Llama. I got you with that one. I'll put 5 on Llama.
All right. So we've got money going on the game. We got streaming. We got bragging rights after the show. So we've already got something to look forward to after the Big Llama Show ends its run tonight. So all right. Let's see. So Gabe, if you want it, it's there. If not, you're a little bitch. So let's go. All right. Anyway, it's something about standing, man. It's something about having freedom to move.
That game and stand, dude. That's
No, no, no,
crazy.
no.
That's
No,
mania.
that's different.
That's what I'd be very concerned about your mental state right now.
No, no, no. This is strictly for editing and for certain reactions and stuff like that I want to do. So I'm really excited. Oh, they say I crossed the line. Okay. Well, then show up and prove me wrong. How's that?
Show
All
up. Show up. Hold on, let me turn off this light real quick.
right. While AD is doing that, guys, if you guys have not checked out the latest reactions I have on the channel, I have Iga reaction. So if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. And I did a Ghostbusters Frozen Empire review. Go check that out as well. Give you my honest thoughts on that. And I'll even show you what the popcorn bucket looks like in that review. It's actually pretty nice. And it's actually back there somewhere, right back there. So, oh, I'm not even gonna say it on the swing scene.
No, dude.
I still can't say it. I don't have the confidence to say it still. you guys have damaged me for that. I can't. I even look at it and I read it, and I can't even say it in my head. That's how traumatized I am with that. Anyway, so one thing I was going to tell you, I mean, we have a couple of topics and things we'll talk about, but the one thing I was going to, talk about is the reason I did this change and some things, right, is I wanted to start doing, Patreon. So I'm going to build up my catalog and do some watch alongs and do some exclusive content and turn on the Patreon and see how that goes. I figured I've done this now long enough where I feel more confident in my abilities, right, to get a revenue stream from it. So I'll be doing exclusive early releases on there, and I'll do the full watch alongs. But that's part of the reason I'm doing the standing desk thing is because one of the things that I was worried about in this, especially with the reactions, is kind of like the energy that comes with it when you're sitting and you're watching a movie. You do lose a little bit of energy. Like, and I think I've talked about this on stream a couple times. There's moments throughout a reaction where you're just kind of there, and the edits help, right? The edits kind of help, move it along, or you can cut out certain pieces of a movie that's kind of like a lull, right? But if you're gonna do a watch along where you're watching my face for 2 hours, there's got to be a little bit more to it. So the standing piece kind of helps me keep the energy going, where I'm not necessarily at a seated sort of resting position watching the movie. I'm more engaged in it, and I have more sort of activity. I did a test run today, worked out pretty well, but now I've got like 3 cameras, 3 cameras, 2 computers, and like 4 microphones. And so everything works and everything is ready. But I'm going to put a couple of movies up and then turn on the Patreon. So looks like in April 1, I will turn on Patreon. And so there'll be a couple of tiers there. I'll be doing movie selections there. We'll be doing watch alongs there and early access releases. So if you guys want to contribute to and donate to the show, that's how you can do it that way. So
you feel like you're standing in front of the class right now.
and that's what I'm saying. It's a whole different feel. It's a whole different vibe. But I felt the energy just in the trial runs that I've been doing, and honestly, like I said, it's a different feel standing versus sitting. But for mainly, I did this for my edits. I was getting so tired and like run down editing that when I sit and edit, I'm like, I'm dead. And after like 2.5 hours, I'm just kind of done. But when I'm standing, it's different. There's no rest there. So I mainly did this for editing. So I've got like a motorized desk that goes up and down now and all this stuff. I installed it. I invested my YouTube earnings into buying this desk. So I put the money right back in that I earned from YouTube back into the show. So let's see how it goes. Let's see if this thing works. But we'll see if I can retire from actual real work and just do this for a living. Actually, this week I got to play like I was a content creator for the week, and I put out a piece of content every single day this week, which wasn't my goal, but I kind of said, hey, if I'm going to be home, I'm going to edit, I'm going to put out stuff, I'm going to be on social media. So anything and everything that I can get my hands on, I just kind of was tweaking throughout the week. And so if you guys were watching my channel, you guys saw there was something on every single day. released in some shape or form. So I was kind of excited for it. So, and our conversation from last week was so good that I did like a edit AI splice thing, and man, I've got another 4 or 5 clips sitting in the hopper that are going to go out this week. They're actually really, really good clips. Like I was surprised how like the points that we were making going back and forth from last week's episode. So really, really good stuff. I mean, I kind of really dug the way that the episode went last week. So anyway, that's all I had from the show perspective on the updates. Did you get to watch the Roadhouse with Conor McGregor?
No, I don't think I'm really interested in it, to be honest.
My kids watched it, and they said it was trash. Which I was surprised because they love Conor McGregor, they love UFC and all that stuff. But they sat here and they watched it, and after it was done, they were like, "That was trash." But Conor McGregor is the best part of this whole thing. Like how stupid he acts, so bad that it's good. And you know what I mean? Like he just comes into a scene and says the same things over and over again. I didn't watch it. I was doing stuff behind and walking around. I kept hearing the movie playing, and it sounded like they just like told Conor McGregor, like, "Look, just be yourself and yell at this guy." And all he did was get on there and just like it sounded like him at a press conference.
No. Him at a press conference is literally one of the greatest speakers ever. But so I think he posted it, but it was like a clip that from the movie. He was like, "This is a clip I'm most proud of," or something. And like I watched it, and I was like, "This is terrible." And like I didn't expect him to act good, but you know what I expected for him to have more charisma, and his character didn't have charisma like Conor does when he actually fights. His character actually looked stiff. And then I started watching because he's been doing the media rounds for the movie, and he's almost tweakerish. I saw that. I hate to say that. I love Conor McGregor, as you know, the double champ, one of the greatest. But man, he looks bad, and I kind of just don't want him to fight at this point because that just ruins the legacy. It's like I don't know if he's really in all the way. You know, like some clips, he looks like he still got he's still him. So the charisma's still there. But like on these interviews, he was like repeating himself a lot. He was blinking a lot. Like it was just weird. It was a demeanor you don't really see from him or haven't seen from him. And you know, like that's my thing. I analyze interview. Like when they're talking, I'm watching everything. And I've seen so many of his interviews. I'm like, yeah, something's clearly off. So it's like he's going to. You know, the word on the street is he's fighting this summer against Michael Chandler, and it might not be good, man. It might not be good.
Yeah. No, I didn't notice it like from observing it. Somebody had pointed it out on a TikTok or tweet. And then ever since then I was watching some of the interviews, and you can tell he's got an uncontrollable tick in his shoulder. You know, again, I didn't pick up on it. Somebody else did. But once they tell you that, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And you watch the interviews, he does look like he's on something. And he just looks, and Jake Gyllenhaal sitting next to him is like, keeps looking at him like, you okay? Like, you all right? Cause, but like, it looks really bad. In the movie, I saw clips online because he's memed everywhere now. Like his clips are everywhere. I think I even did a TikTok with him, with one of his clips. It looks funny. It looks funny, and it looks silly. But the kids were like, you know, that when they watched, they were like, "Oh, this was terrible. It was a terrible movie." And I'm like, "Look, the first one wasn't that great. It was just a cult classic. Like it was, you know, it's a B movie that people really like." But it's not like the greatest thing in cinema, right? Like it's freaking Roadhouse. It doesn't make any sense. But it's the same thing. But they try to do too much with it, I think. You know, The kids were like he's on a boat, he's in the water, he's in the Keys. I'm like, that's not Roadhouse. Roadhouse is like the backwoods bar, and you know, there's a small town thing. Like you can't change the setting to the Keys and expect it to be, you know, the same feel, right? But
I did see people
again,
say it was one of the best MMA movies, which I mean, there's not many options when it comes to that.
well, I think they had a lot of MMA scenes, and they
Well,
had
they
Bruce
record.
Buffer, and
No, well, they recorded during a fight card.
yeah, yep.
We
That
watched
they
it on stream actually.
yeah, he came out. He looked jacked. Gyllenhaal did.
Gyllenhaal,
He looked
He did
amazing.
a whole walkout, all that. But yeah, I mean, what'd you expect? The movie, it looked like it was shit. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
But
straight to stream.
it honestly makes me fucking sad because don't get me wrong, I want Connor to win because like if he could he's still young enough where he can make another run, especially because like you see it a little bit more now. I mean, the sport's getting older, so you're starting to see older people like Glover Teixeira winning the light heavyweight, which arguably not harder, but definitely you get hit a lot harder up there. So like for an older dude to win the belt, you know, it shows the evolution of the sport. Same thing with John Jones. He's on the older side. He possibly could be the youngest champion ever and the oldest champion ever, which is kind of nuts. Somebody said that the other day. I was like, damn, like when you think about it, that's actually nuts. But for Connor, man, yeah, it was bad. And I was even watching like the one with Jake Gyllenhaal. I was watching like the MMA like outlets that were having him. And you know, because I'm excited about the fight. I'm like, all right, let's see what kind of mindset. And it's like, nah, he looks worse than when he was like fighting Dustin Poirier, and we saw what happened with those fights. So
yeah,
I don't know, man.
Like I said, I thought it was going to be. I knew he was going to be over the top, and I wanted it to be funny in his parts. But when the kid said that was trash. So like now I'm debating.
I honestly bet you. Well, I mean, there's no way for us to do this, but I bet that in his prime, when he was like running through the UFC and he did a movie like this, and they just said, "Yo, be you," I bet he would have been wonderful because he would have brought the same charisma that he had while he was fighting. There was like something. I mean, he's a showman. You know what I mean? Everything he said.
Yeah.
He has so many like memeable lines where it's like, Jesus, like this guy was just on one in terms of like the, you know, like when you talk about like wrestling and like them speaking on the mic and their mic presence, he definitely had that in a real fight sport. So I think just bad timing on his part. And like, if he's the best part of the movie, then, you know, like, all right.
And the bad thing is his character, honestly, in the movie, if it's beat for beat, like I said, I hadn't watched it. I only heard it in the background. If it's beat for beat, kind of the same one, he doesn't really get introduced until like an hour or so into the movie.
Well, I did hear he was in the movie a long time though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if it's the same as the old Roadhouse, his character doesn't really show up until midway through the movie. I think they introduce him early in this one, and then he goes away, and then he comes back again, kind of the same. But because I kept hearing him early in the film, and then I was like, well, that's cool, but he's not supposed to show up until later in the movie. But again, it's a reboot, so they can do whatever they want with it. Yeah. So you know, and that's the thing. That's what I was going to say. I'm debating 3 movies. Like this one is one of them because I could do a reaction to it. I'd like to because I did the other Roadhouse, but the other 2 are the Marvels because I haven't watched that one, and then Madam Web. Like I'm like these 3 movies are like people want to see them or see what people think of them, but at the same time I didn't really want to see them, except for the Marvels. I did want to see. I just didn't have time.
Yeah, but if you're making content, then I think it doesn't really matter because you want bad reactions as well.
No, it's Madam Web. I'm not nervous about that one. I'm just like, is it as bad as people think it is? And that's what I'm going in with it
for sure. I only watched clips of this one because I wasn't gonna watch the movie. You already know I do my due diligence before I even.
I know you do.
So with this case, I was like, yeah, let me just see. And yeah, from what I watched, I was like, yeah, I'm never turning that shit on, bro. Like that shit looked horrendous. And the fact that Sydney Sweeney goes on SNL and like says like, I know most of you guys didn't see Madam Web because everybody knows how shit the movie is, which it's a weird time for those movies. And any IP that's like, I mean, obviously Dune did well, but I think that's more of the team did good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it feels like Hollywood's just trying to rush out all these half-ass movies lately. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. There
No,
hasn't.
you're
What
right.
was what? Well, Oppenheimer. There was another movie after that made waves.
Well, no, the Godzilla one made some
Oh yeah,
money.
yeah, Godzilla.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, -1. That one did well. I mean, there's been good movies, but for the most part, it's like there's a lot more shitty movies lately.
Yeah,
It
it
feels
hasn't
like.
been automatic like it was before. Like every movie was pretty much on the dime, but like there's just been a string of really bad movies, back to back to back that they just don't have an answer for it. I think Quantumania, um, the Multiverse of Madness, like everything has just been flop after flop.
Yeah, but I don't know. That movie was alright.
Not flop, but like critically,
I think
it
Multiverse
just
of Madness was better than people gave it credit for. I think
oh
it
no
just
no it
happened at
was.
the same time when there was a lot of shitty movies, so it just got grouped in and swept
It,
under the
it
rug.
it just wasn't automatic. Like usually the movie is like universally loved, and it's like okay, this is it's great, it's good,
You know what's
eighty
gonna be
percent, and
telling?
you go,
If Deadpool and Wolverine, and
oh yeah,
I don't think it will not be a good movie. I think it's probably gonna be a really good movie. But if that movie sucked or got a lot of hate, it might be over for
oh yeah.
superhero movies for a while.
No, this
Like,
I mean Deadpool getting a negative review or negative reaction or response. Yeah, you're right. That's the death knell right there. I mean, there's no because that movie would be I don't know, man. It's such a smart way they've done the movies. Like it have to be a really shitty and
yeah.
like
I mean,
installment.
don't get
Like
me wrong.
I don't
The
know.
movies aren't like they're great because of the writing, I think, but they're not like the story in each movie wasn't like tremendously. I don't know how to explain it. Like it wasn't that immersive. It was more like I don't know. It felt like a Deadpool comic where like it was just jumping around. There was no
Yeah,
like real storylines that were like super. Like when I think about the jokes, I don't think about like the missions they went on. To be honest,
yeah. They work because they don't have to be interconnected to the bigger universe. Like they make fun of the bigger universe. They are part of it, but at the same time, it was never like this is part of the cinematic universe in terms of how it moves forward.
yeah.
It's just it's here and it has tentacles that touches different parts, but it makes fun of it. So it works in that way. But this one has actual impacts or implications according
Also,
to
like
what they're
the
saying.
production of it. Like think about during the writer strike, the pandemic probably held it back for a while as well.
Yep.
Like man, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think I've also been kind of down on the movie since I seen the trailer. Like when I did the reaction, my I don't remember being like, oh wow, like I'm excited. It was more like,
Yeah,
hopefully,
you were like you were underwhelmed. You were like,
yeah, it was
I
like
wanted more. I wanted something else.
I thought it was gonna be a little bit better. The way they're building it up and like this movie, I mean, if it was in the Marvel Prime, this movie probably would have been
Oh my
crazy.
god, it's $1 billion movie right there, and
But
it's
this is when we were getting it, and again, it had the writer strike. It had obstacles to get the movie done, and they could have rushed it, or that's another thing too that I think there's a lot of shitty movies because of the writer strike, and now people are just trying to like get some shit going. You know what I mean? Get some money
yep.
flowing in and out. You know what I mean? Like let's get as many stories as we can. We don't care if it's crazy because we missed out on a lot of time.
Yeah, what I've been reading about in terms of the producers and the crafts people that are working, um, they're firing a lot of people. They're
Oh
releasing a
yeah.
lot of people, and I think not it's not it's a product of the strike, but they're just putting out whatever they can to recoup as many dollars from the strike. But there's not a lot on the horizon in terms of like, okay, we've got 100 projects. They're just like scaling back. They're like, all right, look, put out what we can of what we can salvage from the strike and what was in production, and then they're like super selective now about like the next project and the next movie, and it better be a green light, like surefire winner, or else it's not going to get green lit because the studios are like cutting back now. Like it seems to be like, I hate to say the recession of the movies, but like that's what happens after a strike. That's what happens after a work stoppage. Is you have to sort of start to think about how do we make a better movie, and then hopefully they start making some better quality, lower budget films, which would be good for some creators. But right now it looks like they're trimming back a lot.
I think they need to take the opposite approach, whereas like let's put out the best stories.
Yeah.
Right? Like let's go back to making good films and people will come. When there's a good movie and everybody's talking about it, they're going. Now you're just giving people ammo to talk shit about movies, which still like helps the ecosystem of like it's still word of mouth. People still go see shitty movies. Like it's just at a smaller clip. So if you're putting out better stories, because I'm seeing it in like the Power universe too. So like they had the spinoff Ghost or whatever, and that's entering its 4th season, and they like in I guess they basically said they're gonna make a Power Origins, which is gonna be like Ghost and Tommy's upcoming, but then they're canceling Ghost because it's going to the 4th season, and after the 4 seasons, when people get like pay raises and shit, and it's like, yeah, we're not gonna pay for that. We'll just start another show. Like we got enough IP, and I'm like, well, people in terms of numbers are watching this show more than any other show they're putting, and they're putting out a lot of shows. Which to me, I'm watching them all. Like, I'm watching when they come out, but I know a lot less people are watching the Tommy show as opposed to like the Ghost. Like when the Ghost episodes come out, you see it all over the internet. Memes are still going about it. Like people really like the show, and they're even saying about starting like a spinoff with like maybe one of the characters, or like keep the present day going, but just in a spinoff, so they don't have to pay that extra, and it has to be because of the writer's strike. Trying to get some money back. They probably lost a lot of time,
Yeah. It again, it's interesting how the accountants and the money is gonna dictate what's coming up. But I agree with what you were saying there about the stories. That put out good stories, good scripts.
Yeah.
Look for those great stories. Unfortunately, what they've been doing this last couple of years is they've just been looking for the IP that sells.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the problem, is that unfortunately, again, Marvel had the great formula because they had the IP, but they also had the story. That Infinity Gauntlet story was incredible for the 10, 12 year, 14-year run that it had. But that's lightning in a bottle. Like you can only have that for, like here, and you can't replicate it. And it's a formula. Yeah, it'll work here and there, but it doesn't work all the time. So the story has to be good. It has to be captivating.
Yeah.
And that story was so great that it got you for 14 movies. Like this,
I think it can happen at any time. You just need the right stories, but you also need the right like foresight of where you want to take it. You got to have the full picture at least laid out. And the thing with Marvel was Kevin Feige went through the first iteration of Marvel movies, saw what worked, saw what didn't work. He was planning. He had to be the whole time he was working with the older, like seeing what he wanted to do with the MCU. This is what I would do, And
right.
What helped him is that Marvel already had years of stories. You can just pick this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and let's write the best movie for each character. And then the formula is perfect, but you just need the right team to think about it. I just think right now we need better stories, because when you see shows like Insecure, there's like a lot of shows like that connect on a different level with no budget, no nothing, very simple premise, but it connects on a different level because the writing is so good. It captivates people. It creates conversation. And I think that's where it's going to ultimately head back to. I mean, I think everything runs in a cycle. And honestly, it's dope because this is the first time I'm really paying attention to it, because they said this happened before. I forgot what shows that I liked, because I remember they were like, yeah, this happened here. Oh, the Dragon Ball Z movie. There was a writer's strike right when that movie was like about to get greenlit. got greenlit, the writer's strike happened, and then they were like, just throw it out there. And they said for like a couple years after that, like the movies were bad. They were just trying to like regain. So it's honestly interesting to watch it go down real time. And I mean, we pay pretty close attention to what's coming out, what's down the line. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, they found it with in TV. So like the last time we had the strike, or the last time stuff shut down, TV like shot up. You had The Sopranos, you had Breaking Bad, you know, you had these crazy Mad Men. You had all these shows that were great stories, great writing. Like, you know, there was like a just like banger after banger of shows that kept coming out that were just great pieces of material. But it was like you let stories be, you know, have their stories. It wasn't IPs, it wasn't, you know, but then unfortunately all of those became IPs. And so then you had Better Call Saul, which was, again, I think a great follow-up. But then you had like The Walking Dead, and then you had which again started off with great writing, great story, and then became the Marvel, the Marvel formula, which is let's spin off 16 shows from it, and let's, you know, create a massive universe. And it just started to eat itself. So, but we'll see, because, like, you know, there's some inventive movies coming out. There's some good things in there. People are still using the old franchises. I know Scream 7 is greenlit again with Nev Campbell coming back after they fired, after they fired all the, or not fired, but the other guys left.
It's just gonna be ass for sure.
I was going to ask you about it because I saw that it was coming, that Nev had signed, and I was like, oh shit, I don't know that I want to see that, but because
we're gonna watch it.
We're gonna watch it. Yeah,
we're gonna watch it.
We're probably gonna react to it.
Now, I mean, to bookend the conversation, I do think though there's a place for the universes. There's a place for single stories, and I think realistically, if you're gonna build the universe and build something out, it has to be show format right now.
Yes.
Like, I mean, you just get enough time, but you have to do it well. Again, what Star Wars is doing, they're going straight for the shows, but they're not doing good stories that are captivating. I mean, the one that did was Andor, but like people out of nowhere were like, yo, this show is the best thing they've put in out. That's why like the Acolyte is coming out, and it's like, looks cool. Hopefully the story's good and you learn from your mistakes. But yeah, I mean, there's a lane for everything. Bookend. I like it, AD. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. But yeah.
Well, speaking of old IP that got renewed, you had mentioned that you want to talk about the X-Men series, which I had watched the first episode. I didn't get to watch the second episode. X-Men 97. They just rebooted the 97 cartoon. And an interesting thing happened because, you know, obviously old Llama graduated in 1997. And I was telling my son, because he's like, did you watch the show? As a kid, I was like, I was a senior in high school when the show came out. And as a senior in high school, I was watching it on Saturday mornings, eating my bowl of cereal as an 18-year-old, watching the show and enjoying it. And I love the theme song and everything else. But I thought it was a pretty interesting way to reboot the show. And I was like, damn, it looks exactly the same. Obviously, you know, not as like choppy, you know, because the animation back then was a little choppy. It looks cleaner, right? Yeah. But the music and everything, I thought it was a great reboot. And the story itself, there was nothing like that story. Like it was great writing for a kid's show. But then it got a bunch of, you know, internet backlash and all this other shit. And I was like, man, these are people who don't understand the show or who didn't watch it before. Yeah. But again, I enjoyed it. What did you? I mean, did you watch the show?
So I didn't watch it yet. I didn't watch it yet. I want to sit down and watch the first two, but I think I want to wait till the third episode because I've been watching a lot of reviews about it, and they all have seen the third episode already, and they're like, "Yo, once you watch all three, it's like you want more." And I kind of don't want to wait. You know what I mean? I do think they missed the mark by not dropping the episodes on Saturday morning. That would have been dope because they're trying to like recreate that feel, right? But also it sounds like it's definitely catered to the people who watch the show. And like this is a show, like me personally, I was like, I had to be like 6 when the show's out. I'm pretty sure 6 or 7, something like that. And like to me, that's why I'm excited to watch it, because it brings back a lot of memories of like I remember watching this and being excited for it. I had a lot of like X-Men figures because of the show. I'm like, damn, they really and the story sounds great, to be honest, from what I've heard. But the reason I want to talk about it is because they got rid of the guy who did all the writing, all the writing. Now,
Thanks for coming, sir.
Supposedly the second season's already greenlit, and he did most of the work already for the second season. So I think it's going to be consistent. But once that second season happens, I don't know. Now, did you look up anything of what he did?
No, I don't. I know that you said that he got the boot, and I did see that there were a couple articles about it, but I don't know what happened.
They said it was creative differences, that he was like tough to work with. Okay. But then I've also heard that he's done like it's like some weird OnlyFans thing. Like he was doing OnlyFans, and they were like, yeah, like we're not doing it.
Oh, okay. Well,
so it was but from everything I heard, I was like, he did a great job. It's like they probably found a piece of content that's gonna work right now, and then the guys on OnlyFans fucking swinging dick. It's crazy.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll start with Patreon, but I'll go OnlyFans if people are willing to pay. If you're willing to pay for it, hey, I'm a whore. I'll do it.
OnlyFans gets the bad rap because of what like women and guys do on that side of it. But realistically, it's supposed to be like a Patreon. Right. Because like I know like Big John McCarthy and I'm blanking on the name, but they do a UFC podcast, and they're sponsored by OnlyFans, and they do like their Patreon version on OnlyFans, which I think is hilarious because it's like they know who their demographic is. It's like these guys that are watching fucking UFC fights probably watching porn for sure. So just come over here when you're done.
Right, exactly. But that's the thing. It's like it's got that like connotation that OnlyFans is, the spicy, the spicy website. So like when you say OnlyFans, you go, hey, I'm on OnlyFans. They're like, wait, what? What are you selling on there? Feet pics? What are you doing? What exactly are you on there for? But I've heard that there are some people on OnlyFans that are actually fully clothed that aren't necessarily that are actually just like doing exclusive content for fans, which is the way that Patreon works. But Patreon's like the safe cousin of OnlyFans, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, but think about it. OnlyFans has the perfect like marketing for like what Patreon does. It just turned into something else because their like rules were but they had to compete with Patreon. And I mean, think about it. I'm sure they're not mad about how it went, but it's just to me it's funny. Like when people are like, "Yeah, we're sponsored by OnlyFans. Just go watch our pods there." It was like, damn, like you know what people are doing on there, and then you just want them to come watch the pod after.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like, but like again,
it's like tits. Oh shit, they dropped a new episode. I hear about some fighting.
It'd be like, hey guys, go watch the exclusive Big Llama Show Sunday Night live stream, the after the live stream podcast on OnlyFans. They're gonna expect something way different from like shirtless us like on the stream. I don't know what they're expecting, but that's what I get in my head when I think of OnlyFans. Like it's spicy. Something's gonna be happening there, But shit, if people are willing to pay me an OnlyFans, I'll be on OnlyFans. I can be sponsored by them, and I'll do our show from there. Yeah. I don't care.
They sent me a tweet one time. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start a podcast on OnlyFans. They said we would love to have you. Sent me a link and everything.
Maybe we should explore that and just like get like an exclusive OnlyFans podcast.
I'm trying to do a Whatnot podcast. Honestly, I see the vision of Whatnot being way like people just literally are just auctioning. Right? They're just auctioning on there. But like if you just create a content space, because all of them are literally just opening packs and shit, I'm like, yeah, like that's fun. But like I can make this so much more. Like I know I can make this so much more. And they're throwing the bag at people for like joining them. So, I'm trying to build on it and get up, you know what I mean? I looked at the
So
numbers for my first full month. I made it 933, so almost 1,000 in 1 month
that's good,
selling
man.
fucking Pokemon cards. Man. And I did a little
That's
fucking Excel spreadsheet. I took your text to Llama behind the scenes. Me and Llama, I've been struggling. Me and Llama have been having like real good conversations. And I told him, I was like, text me to do some content or something and call me a piece of shit, which he did not. I was expecting the piece of shit line. I thought you
well,
were gonna send the message nicely and then say piece of shit.
no, I sent it. I sent it nicely. I said, "Here's your reminder."
Yeah, you should have said piece of shit after. Like send the message nicely and then the second message, piece of shit. But you definitely like, I don't know, man. I was just trying to get out of the funk, and you definitely helped. I fucking finally posted the video. It's gonna come out tomorrow. I'm gonna start this week. I'm gonna do the playthrough, get on the whatnot grind, because that's another thing too. I'm like, I did the calculator. I sat down, made an Excel sheet, was like calculating all the stuff I had behind me, how much it's worth, how much I can make. I was like, how much could I really replace my job? If I made this much money, can I like replace my job? And I was like, oh shit, I can make that. I already showed myself I could make that money. I could probably make more, to be honest. So I'm gonna be on the grind, man.
We got Braxton the Snakes as the Big Llama Show. What's up again, y'all two dudes? Louisiana's in the building.
welcome.
Welcome from Louisiana. What's going on, man? Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for real, man. No, and listen, it was tough to write to you that stuff, man, on the text, but I
don't know why I did.
it's because I wouldn't want to hear it myself. You know what I mean? Like you were coming from a good place of saying, hey, what do you think I could do?
Yeah,
And
because
so I was like,
I don't
you
know.
were
I'm
asking
a
for
very
it,
honest person with
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even with myself, I try to like keep myself accountable, but I think I need perspective from like other people. And that's why like I'm very oversharing with like the people that are close to me, and like I'm very like, today I had a fucking bad day, and this is why. And like I just want to hear people's perspective, because sometimes I'm like, maybe I'm just, in my head for no reason. You know what I mean? I can get an outside look at it. I felt like in this place, when it comes to content, you're like the one person I see grinding. You know what I mean? And that's something I need for myself, where I'm like, I need to be around people that are like pushing towards it, because when I'm in these funks, I want to like re-energize. Like, oh, I see him like moving. Like this week, it's perfect because I was in a bad place and you were putting content out all week, and it was making me feel worse about myself. And I'm like, not in a bad way, but you know what I mean? Like, get on your shit, bro. Like he's doing it. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I've been asking for, somebody to make me feel competitive in it, a little bit. So I gotta say thank you on that one. And
no problem. No
content
problem.
coming, man. I guess.
Yeah, no,
I haven't
I
turned the
got
stream on. I did the whatnot stream on Twitch as well. So I was like, all right, let's see.
I put on my notification for your next video, so I'm excited about that. But you know what I did too? Like, okay, so I had the week off, and so like I said, I was playing content creator for the week in terms of like what would I do if it was full time. And I really did some good reading, right? Like, again, it wasn't all 100% content creation. Like it was, spring break with the kids, and I did some family activities, but during the downtime, I did again, I improved my studio. I improved some stuff around the house. But I improved myself in terms of reading, like, what can I do to be a better personality in terms of my content, the stuff I want to do. And I really did. Like, I watched this one guy, and he was like, you just have to just be unapologetically yourself. Like, just be who you are and do the things that you do, and stop fucking worrying about what people think, right? And stop worrying about again, you can craft an image, that's fine, because you're creating a brand, and that's fine. Like there was a whole talk about creating an image and a brand, but it was like, just do the thing that's in your head. Like, do the thing that you're thinking about, and just go for it. Because if you don't do that, then that idea is gone, right? So I was like, you know what? That's when I said I'm going to do the Patreon. These are things I've been thinking about. I'm like, I'm just going to do my crazy TikToks that just come to mind. Like, if I see a funny thing, I'll respond. It's not about being on brand all the time and like carefully crafting it. It's like, just be yourself. And so like, that's kind of what I've always struggled with in this whole fucking thing, is like, I try to be Big Llama, but like the carefully crafted, very, polished thing. And that's why the stream, the stream, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. The stream that you saw me in was actually just me vibing. It was just, I was listening to music, I was having a good time. I was self-deprecating because that's how I am in terms of when I'm playing video games. I was just having the greatest fucking time, and it did not feel. What's that?
You were shooting too. I was watching. I was like,
yeah,
he's actually frying. I kept saying that. I was like, he's frying over here.
Right. No, and that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't feel like I was trying to be anything but myself. And so that one stream showed me that, one, that's who I want to be. That's me. That's exactly me. I love music. I love listening to music. I love hanging out. I love just having a good time and showing my personality versus trying to carefully craft, how do I say this? What do I do? I was just listening to my music, enjoying the game. That's who I want people to see in the stream. And then as I was doing some recordings and doing stuff, I was like, no, it's a little bit different in terms of how I want to present me moving forward. I've always been worried about my job, my real job, versus what I say on show. Now, again, that doesn't change. I'm still pretty careful about it, but at the same time, there's more openness to me, right? And you've seen it. I've grown over the years since I started. Like if you watch the first episode of this fucking thing, and then now, you can definitely tell the difference. But that's what I try to do, is try to like fucking just open myself up to be myself, so that and that's what I learned from this. I forgot who the guy was. He's like, just be you and people will like you, and that's what will bring attention or viewers to you. And I'm like, fuck, why didn't I just do that from the beginning, right? Like, damn.
But you somebody tell you that a long time ago,
like you, right? Braxton says, tell him to take a number and get in line to kiss these nuts. Yeah, no, that's for sure. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like you try different things. You try to be something, and you try to do different things, and ultimately just be you and be yourself, and people will gravitate towards the genuine you. And as long as that's what you're presenting is genuine, then that's what people will come to like. And that's kind of what I've come to sort of understand and accept this week. It's like, fuck it. I'm going to do the things I want to do. I'm going to put it out there. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Right. And let's just keep experimenting and keep trying, because that's all I can do.
Yep.
But yeah.
I mean, that's good though, Llama. You've been doing it for such a long time. So now it's like you gotta really elevate yourself. We talk about this all the time, because it's like we've literally been putting in the work. We've been in the gym.
Yep.
Now it's like, all right, what's the next step? What's the next logical step for us is, all right, we put enough time in it. We got to get paid from it at some point. So what do we do to make that happen? And I think that's just the evolution of being a content creator. Now I'm glad you're fucking learning to be yourself, because you are better. It's not that you're stiff, but sometimes it's like, especially when I get to like hang out with you, talk to you more, like, like when we hung out on the trip and stuff, it's like you see the real you, and it's like, oh, bro, just be that guy. He's way cooler, and it's not like you're fucking saying wild shit. Anyways, you're very clean with how you say stuff, even when you're shit talking is kind of nice. You see, so it's like, just be that, because it's gonna work. And when you do have those moments, I mean, obviously I make fun of you for crying and stuff, but that's you being you. It resonates with people, So, I mean, it's a learning process, bro.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But I'm glad I did it, because, like I said, this week I'm recharged. It's great. For once, I'm not having that anxiety about having to go back to work tomorrow. Like, I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm going to work, whatever. I'm fine. I'm more excited about tomorrow night, which I get to record my first full length watch along Patreon recording. I'm excited for that. I got 4 pieces of content that I've got in the hopper ready to schedule out for the week, plus the recording, plus the watch party that I'm going to schedule, plus a stream. Like I'm like energized to just put these things out, but it's not an energy that's like, oh my God, I'm scared. I'm nervous. I don't know if I want to do it. It's fuck it. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to do it. Fuck that. I'm going to go ahead and just go for it, because that's the shit that's been holding me back, is that I have not given my full self to the game in terms of trying to get it done. It's more like I'm carefully just trying to piece together. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going for it. Not that I haven't been, but again, I feel it differently. I feel like I'm just jumping in. Let's go.
Nah, you just gotta take it to another level, and I think that's where I've just been at as well. Like me personally, like, all right, if I'm gonna do this with the time I was putting in, like if I'm gonna do that again, let's take it as serious as possible and just grind it out. And I was talking to Gabe today. I was like, yo, like the fact that Blackout's a thing now, it's an LLC. It's like I need to start making money off of it, and I need to really like take it serious. And it's like, who's gonna be there is gonna be there. You know what I mean? Like if you're putting in the work, you're there. But I can't fuck around and just not do it for a couple months. Like if I'm gonna start it up, I just gotta go. Same thing with like selling the cards and shit. It's like I already proved to myself I can do that, and that's a perfect way to substitute my job and allow me to fully invest my time in Blackout. So it's like, I said at the beginning of the year I'm gonna make 100,000. I don't know how, but it feels more real now with the cards thing because it's like, oh, I found a way to make money. You know what I mean? Like I found I found that thing I was looking for. That's gonna also fall into the line of like making content because I'm streaming with it. I can make videos with it. Like, so yeah, man, it's gonna be a good year for us, and I'm glad that the energy feels good and the conversations have been better. Behind the scenes, because to me those conversations I personally need to like continue. Like, you know what I mean? Like I need criticism on myself. What do I need to do to be better in certain areas? You know what I mean? Like things that I lack in, how do I fix that? The things that I'm good at, how do I sharpen that? So excited, man.
No, for sure. For sure. So what we'll do is this, guys. We are reaching the end of the show, so let's do some plug-ins. So, guys, if you want to continue some of the fun festivities, I believe we will be streaming for a little while. We'll be playing some MLB The Show 24. I'm not sure if I will stream exactly, but I know AD, are you going to be streaming for sure, or are you not sure yet? Or
I'll stream since you're not streaming, dude.
Well, again, I may or may not. I don't know. We might be streaming, so be on the lookout for our Twitch streams. Go to Blkout_AD on Twitch and look for us. Probably right after the show. We'll probably be loading up, and if Roman 2 Raw isn't too scared to face me in my first game on MLB The Show 24, I just downloaded it tonight. Him and I will have a little match tonight, and we'll be talking some shit, and we'll be having some fun. For real. So anyway, I want to say thank you to
before you end. Actually, I literally just thought of this, but maybe we should do a video, like a live stream. Maybe we'll do something like end of this week or next week, or maybe we'll buy a box, like a booster box, and then we'll open it with Blackout. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll do something like that. I just thought about that.
Let's do that.
That'd be actually a fun video. I want to get you to read the card names.
Oh, you just put the card up and I'll read it. I'll read it out loud. You guys will just have fun. We'll have a panel. Guys.
But if we pull cards, I'm sure it'll be good content. But yeah, more content coming, man.
Sure.
Let's go. Don't plug nothing, Llama. End it.
No. I'm just gonna say to the 5,775 followers and subscribers to the Big Llama Show, thank you guys. Thank you for being a part of the Big Llama Show. Be on the lookout for upcoming videos and reactions. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you guys next Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on the Big Llama Show. Again, we'll be on Facebooks, on YouTube, and on Twitch at Blkout_AD.
Facebook.
You like it?
I always say Facebooks.
On the Facebooks, on the internets, on the interwebs. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He is Blkout AD. I am the Big Llama Show. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. Later.